Corporate Technologies is a leading software and web solution firm based in India. We entered the software field in 2002 with services spread across a range of products which are online, desktop and mobile applications. Now, after completing the decade in the IT industry, backed with technical expertise and insights, we have maintained the highest levels of compliance and quality that goes with changing time and technology. Personal accounting software. Personal accounting software is an accounting tool that is primarily developed to make provision for saving, updating and modifying all your account details. Our chief aim was to make a simple solution like a portable diary, where you could note down all your timely day-to-day transactions, and we believe that we have succeeded in achieving the same. The importance of maintaining an account of your daily dealings is recognized by all, and if these accounts can be accessed easily, that will add much more significance to it. Our personal accounting software can be implemented on mobile phones and tablets running Android 2.2 or higher. We assure you that the software is simple, easy to use and at the same time highly dependable. Let us first move to the Masters section. Masters. In Masters there are 4 divisions: Bank, Account Head, Party and Special Group. First let us check out the functionalities in Bank. Currently there are no entries in Bank Master. Let's add a new entry in Bank Master. All fields marked with asterisk is mandatory. You can keep the other fields blank and submit the entry. As this is an asset, the type is debit by default. In the date field by default the current date appears, but you can set it to the date on which you started the bank account. Once you have successfully added an entry, a message appears saying new bank added successfully. If this is your first entry, then you can also see a Modify button has appeared after submitting. On clicking the Modify button you can see your latest entry has appeared. Similarly to one more entry in Bank, you can leave fields empty which are not mandatory. Select the bank and the corresponding details appear. There are 2 buttons, Update and Delete, at the bottom. If you have entered something wrong or if you want to update any of the entries, you can select the name of the desired bank from the combo and make the necessary changes. For instance, if you need to enter an opening balance, simply change it and press the Update button. If your updations are made, a message appears saying updated successfully. account head. Now moving on to the next master, that is the account head. Here you can already see the Modify button because a list of useful account heads comes built in with the application. To update or delete these entries, you can click on the Modify button. Once you select the account name, you can see all details regarding that account. Under Account Head, all your direct, indirect expenses and indirect income can be created with necessary details. You can also modify the cash account from here, which symbolizes the amount of cash in hand. You can delete all built-in accounts in Account Head except the cash account. This account is used for transactions in cash book, so you can only modify the opening balance type and date of this account. If you need to create a new account, you can also do it. To make a new entry, you can choose a group and fill all mandatory fields and submit a new account head. Party. Under Party, your sundry creditor and sundry debtor accounts can be created and managed. Here also you can see the Modify button since there are already 2 records saved. Now let's add a new entry in Party. When sundry debtor or supplier is chosen, debit is the default type, and when sundry creditor or customer is chosen, credit is the default type, but you can change it according to your needs. You can see the added party when you click Modify and choose party name from the spinner. Similarly, we add one more entry in Party. Special Group. This also contains 2 groups built in already, Official and General. You can modify or delete these or add a new group. A special group is mainly meant to categorize your transactions under different group. For example, the contractor may visit different work sites and will have independent transactions for each. So here you can group them into Site 1 and Site 2. Let's add the group Site 1 and Site 2 and submit. Then go to Modify and choose from Select Name the new group you have added. Cash Book. Once you click this button and your cash account or cash in hand balance is empty, the dialog asks if you want to enter an opening balance in cash account. If you click yes, it will take you to Account Head Master with Cash Account Head opened. There you can update the opening balance, and on Submit it will take you back to Cash Book. Cash Book mainly represents the transactions you are doing with the cash in your hand. A group can be chosen, under which this transaction will belong. Select Account allows you to select the opposite account to which you are giving or receiving money. You can see that Account Head contains all entries that we previously entered from Master along with built-in entries. Suppose you gave Rs 50,000 to a supplier created from Party Master, then set type as debit, paid, enter date and amount. The group to which this transaction belongs is Official. That is, if it's related to Office you can categorize it under Official. Likewise, you can add it into any category you wish better suits it. You can also write remarks related to the transaction, but it's not mandatory. After submitting a transaction, the amount and remarks fields are cleared so that in case you need to enter any other transaction with same account heads it will be more easier. Now you can see this transaction by clicking the Modify button. Similarly, you can enter any number of transactions here. After this you can check out the Modify button and see the transactions with voucher number of each. Previous and Next button helps to traverse through the different transactions. In case there are too many transactions you can search it by giving the voucher number and search for the record directly. You can update and delete any of these transactions from here. Bank Book. Your transactions which uses a bank account can be filled through this. Here we are using the bank account to pay or receive an amount from the opposite account. All accounts except bank accounts are present under Select Cash Account section. If the amount is debited or credited via check, then you can enter the check details also, which is not mandatory. If the type of payment is debit, then bank details field is disabled as it will not be necessary. Else if the type of payment is credit, then bank details field will be enabled. Bank Book also has provision to set a reminder for the check date specified if needed. You can uncheck the Set Reminder checkbox if you do not want any notifications. The reminder can be set for a particular time with any intervals necessary. Once you click on the notification, it takes you to the details of the check. After filling all fields you can submit it. Similarly, make another entry. Here also click Modify button to search, update or delete any records. Bulk entry. This allows an easier way of doing several transactions at a time which may repeat often, like once in every month. For example, if you have n number of employees with different pay scales, you can make a one-time entry in preset for each. You can find the preset button in the bulk entry page. When you make an entry here, it appears in the bulk entry page in tabular form. The type and mode of payment can be chosen for filtering your search. After checking all necessary rows, click on the Submit button. Now all these transactions have been committed at a time. If you choose Cash Book as payment type and submit, all your transactions will be visible from Cash Book page. Similarly, when Bank Book is chosen and a bank is selected, the transaction is submitted via that bank and therefore it appears in Bank Book page. If you want to modify or delete this account, click on the row and modify there. Journal Book. All transactions including Cash Book and Bank Book transactions can be done here. An immediate sales or purchase transaction entry which may not contain details like quantity or rate can be quickly entered through Journal Book. Under Select Account head you can choose the account from which you give the money, and in Select Opposite Account you can choose the account to which money is paid. Note that the account selected in Select Account head will no longer be seen in Select Opposite Account head to ensure same account is not given in both fields. Here we are giving money from cash account money in hand to doctor's fee. After filling amount, submit the transaction. You can use the Modify button as in previous cases. Transactions. Sales and purchase transactions can be submitted here, which will require the rate, quantity and amount for each transaction. Amount field value, that is rate into quantity, is automatically displayed once you enter the rate and quantity. You can set preferences by clicking the Preference button. Here you can set the default mode of operation for sales and purchase, which will appear as default when you choose them in Transaction page. You can also add any 3 additional fields according to your type of transaction. By default, the database contains Additional Info 1, Additional Info 2 and Additional Info 3 as 3 extra fields where you can edit the name of these fields as needed. Once checking these fields, you can specify the type of calculation that should affect the net amount. If you give the type of a field as number, then you can choose to add or subtract this value to net amount. You can also leave it with no action at all and then press Update button, and it will appear in Transaction page. The current balance of the opposite party is also shown at the top. Modify button allows updation and deletion of records. If you have any entry in transactions, then a Statement button appears in the page statement. Your monthly and daily transaction report can be chosen from here, which will be displayed in an Excel sheet. Outstanding button displays the final amount in an account as receivable and payable. Report. After adding all transactions necessary, we can view these as a report in tabular form with necessary filtering. You can set the from date and to date for a particular record in that period. When setting special group, select type and select account head to all. You will get all records without filtering. For better handling, only 20 records are given in a page. The rest can be seen by clicking the Next button at the bottom. Open in Excel button allows you to view this report in Excel format for any further use. The Show Report button is used for filtering according to the constraints in report page. Once you choose cash account, you can also view the opening and closing balance of cash account. Similarly, when bank book is chosen, another combo appears which allows to choose a particular bank. If you choose a particular bank in bank book, you can see the opening and closing balance with respect to that particular bank. Monthly report shows the transactions filtered according to months chosen. Filtering can also be done with year and special group selection. In case you need to mail the report for any purpose, the Mail Excel report allows to mail the Excel report according to the constraints chosen in the report page, which is similar to report showed when pressing Show Report button. Outstanding report shows the final receivable and payable balance of every account under sundry creditor and debtor whose net balance is greater than 0. It also shows final balance of cash account and all banks. Reminder. There are several ways in which you can make use of this reminder. Firstly, if you just need a reminder for a particular day, then just set the desired date. The current date and default time 9 a.m. are shown where you can reset the date and time. If time is not changed, you will get a notification with alarm on the mentioned date at 9 o'clock a.m. Else, if you set a time and date leaving all other field blank, it will give you a notification on the set date at the set time. You can also set a reminder that will start before n number of days, hours or minutes according to how you set it. Let us set an alarm to present time to check the working of the reminder. Similarly, if you have a meeting scheduled for a day and you need to be notified before 2 or 3 days, 4 hours or minutes means you can enter a value in start before field. By doing this you will get two notifications, one mentioned according to start before field and the next notification will appear at the original mentioned date and time. Now if you need a reminder repeating for a constant interval of time, set date and time at which alarm should finish and also fill start before field and interval field. The first notification appears at the time mentioned in start before field and after that it will be repeated for the given interval until the date and time is reached. The repeating reminder can be enabled by checking the Set Repeating Alarm field. Set a time and choose if it is daily or weekly or monthly and the alarm will notify you at the set time. Once you receive the notification you can click on it, which displays the reminder page with the details from where you can delete or update the reminder further. Settings. Backup database. When you click on Backup Database button, the existing database is saved in a folder /back_up in your SD card. Restore button. When pressing the Restore button you can view all database files in the /back_up folder and you can click on one database file according to the time you stored it. Make sure that you have created a backup of the existing database first, else you may lose the current database. If data has been restored you will get a message, "Data restored successfully. Clear database." If you want to clear all the transactions in Cash Book, Bank Book and Journal Book, click on the Clear Database button. It then opens a dialog asking, do you wish to forward the closing balance? If you wish to forward balance, that is balance after all transactions, then press yes, else press no. After that, if you want to clear all transactions, press yes to continue. Now check Cash Book, Bank Book, Journal Book and Transactions. You will see that all your transactions have been cleared. Now also check the master table and the opening balance of bank. There you can see that Opus balance of bank has been updated. You can also clear all transactions without forwarding closing balances by pressing no. Set password. Password can be set so that every time you open the application password is asked. This is to allow some security. This is how it appears once you open your application after setting password. Once you have set a password you can reset it by giving the old password a new one and press reset. If you want to disable password, go to change password and press the disable button. The title of all the main pages is a drop-down list. Once you click on it, you can see a list of all pages where you can choose one, which will lead you to that page. It performs the function of a shortcut button. In other words,